Welcome back to my Bible study with Julie series, where we break down the Bible one chapter at a time in a super simple way where it just feels like we're talking on FaceTime, because I know what it's like to not be able to understand the Bible. It is so confusing, the words, how it's written. So yeah, let's get right into today's video. Imagine being 90 years old, you're told you're about to have a baby, angels show up at your house, and the city your nephew is living in is about to get destroyed. That's what we're going to talk about today, because this is what happened with Abraham. Today we're going to walk through Genesis chapters 18 through 21. Oh, and if you haven't watched my other videos to this series, you should definitely watch those first so this makes more sense. I will link those down below. In chapter 18, Abraham is sitting outside of his tent and three men show up. He doesn't realize they're angels, and he is super welcoming. He offers them food and water, and then they're eating. And one of them says, this time next year, Sarah will have a son. And Sarah's inside the tent and she hears this and she laughs in a like, haha, that's not a possible way, because she's getting so old. The story kind of shifts a bit and God tells Abraham he's gonna deal with Sodom and Gomorrah. These are all hard to pronounce. 2 cities, okay? And he's like, it's too bad there. There's so much evil. I'm destroying them. And Abraham's like, my nephew's there. Lot. His nephew Lot is there. He's like, you're not going to take out the whole city if there's 50 righteous people there, right? And God's like, no. He's like, what about 40 righteous people? 30? 10? Are you still going to take it out? And God says no every time. He's like, if there are 10 righteous people living there, I'm not going to take out the whole city. But there isn't even 10 righteous people there. So then we go to chapter 19. So the angels go to Sodom and stay with Lot, and Lot is super welcoming and kind like Abraham was to them. And they're the only nice people there. Everyone else there is evil and wicked. And angels tell Lot and his family from God, we're getting you out of here. We're going to save you before we take out this city. And they say, run, don't look back. But Lot's wife looks back and she turns into a pillar of salt, which sounds really dramatic and sad. But the point of this is showing us that we need to trust God. And if he's pulling us out of something, don't cling to it. Like, let him lead you. Let him take care of you. You don't want to turn into a pillar of salt. In chapter 20, Abraham moves to a new location and he's scared. And he's like, what if the men here want Sarah and they're going to kill me to take her? I should pretend she's my sister. So he tells everyone, Sarah's my sister, not my wife. And technically, she is his half-sister. They share a father. So it's not a complete lie, but definitely not the truth. So the king of the area, Abimelech, takes Sarah thinking she's not married. But God actually shows up in Abimelech's dream and is like, dude, she's married. So Abimelech returns Sarah to Abraham and actually blesses Abraham. And what's really encouraging about this chapter is you see that faith and fear can exist together. Abraham is so faithful, he believes in God, but he still shows fear, and it's nice to see that God still shows up even when we're scared. In chapter 21, the moment we've all been waiting for happens. Sarah gets pregnant after being told for so long she'd get pregnant. Sarah's 90 at this point, Abraham's 100. And they're just in disbelief, but it finally happened. God did exactly what he said he would do, and the baby's name is Isaac, which actually means laughter, which fits well because Sarah had been laughing in disbelief before, and now she's laughing in joy because she has her baby. In last video, I mentioned Hagar and Ishmael, but as a reminder, when Sarah and Abraham were trying to get their baby, they're like, we'll do what we need to do. So Abraham got with their servant Hagar, and they had a baby, Ishmael. And flash forward to now, there's tension because obviously Abraham had a baby with someone else. Even though Sarah was okay with it, like, there's tension, she's mad, they argue. So Hagar and Ishmael are actually taking off, leaving, which is kind of emotional. God tells Hagar, like, I'll be there for you, and Ishmael will be great. He'll make a great nation. So to kind of summarize, wrap things up, what do we see in these 4 chapters? Well, first, God keeps impossible promises. Sin has consequences. God rescues. And even when we mess up, his plan keeps moving forward. In next video, we're going to get into one of Abraham's most intense moments of his life. It's going to be interesting and juicy. I kind of really like this, the really FaceTime-y feel. It feels like I'm telling you a story that kind of happened in the year I heard, like I'm spilling the gossip and tea. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed this series, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss future videos like this. And I love you, God loves you, and I'll see you later. Bye.